Hey everybody, what's up? Seth here from Legacy Production Group, and today we're going to talk about World of Warcraft leveling. And the reason for this discussion today is because I noticed something as I was re-rolling one of my alts, which is just hit 21. It's just a warlock. But before I start this, I'm going to give you a little backstory, okay? I started playing in late Burning Crusade, so I mean, I wasn't a vanilla baby, but, you know, I've been playing for about a good 6, 7, 8 years. And it took me to get from 1 to 20. It took about 12 hours to get from 1 to 20. And the crazy thing about it is, I'll show you right there. It took me 4 hours. 4 fucking hours to get from 1 to 20. 4 hours. And you know what that was? That was me getting to 15 and then cramming 3 dungeons. So that majority of the time was getting to 15. Once I hit 15 and did 3 dungeons, I was 21. Instantly. Bam. Done. Congratulations, here's a mount. Get your ass out there and save Azeroth. Now, I understand that they did this so that people didn't feel like they were grinding forever, but that was kind of what the game was about. Was, you know, you're like, I want to invest my time into leveling up this character, and to getting up to the point of raiding, and to getting, you know, attunements back when they had that, getting this mount, you know, getting this new cool piece of gear, or getting this ability. I remember when you had to go and learn your abilities, you didn't automatically get them. You had to stop what you were doing, you know, every few levels, and go back to your major city or back to wherever your Hearthstone was to talk to your class trainer so that you could be trained and you could get the ability back. Or back, I mean, just get the ability. And like, you learn riding now. I remember the first time I hit 20 and I had the actual game, because I started off as a trial account, everyone does. But when I had the actual game and I hit 20, I had to go spend 20 gold to get my my riding. And that was literally all the gold that I had. I had 22 gold. Then I had to spend 20 of it to get my ground mount riding. I didn't even have a mount yet, so I had to buy a horse too. And I think that was like 1 gold or 50 silver or something. I can't remember exactly how much that was. But it was just like, damn. You know, I spent all this time leveling up, and then I gotta spend all the money that I just got from leveling up. And you're just sitting there like, okay, do I want to buy this or do I want to keep running? But running took so long. That's why the leveling process was so long, because you were running everywhere. So my first character was a human mage, and I ran from the starting zone, which is Northshire, and just to get out of Northshire, it's not that hard. You had to do 1 quest where you kill wolves, you learn some things, you go put out some fires, you kill a big what is it? I don't even know what they're called. Over there by the fire guy, and then you're out of Northshire. You go to Goldshire, then you got to go to Fargo Deep Mine, and then after that you do a couple more quests. You go down and kill some Murlocs, blah blah blah, and then you get to Westbrook. That whole thing right there probably just took 4 or 5 hours, just because of running. And you run all the way to Westbrook, and you're like, whoa, there's more to this world. You know, it was an experience. You were reading every quest. You were like, oh my god, this is so interesting. You know, it sucked you in. But now it's like, what are you doing? No, I'm just leveling up another alt. It's like, the fun has been taken out of questing. Excuse me. Like, even in new expansion questing, it's just about getting to the max level. It's not about the story in between. It's about, I gotta get to the max level so I can raid, we can progress, blah blah blah, I can get my hero score all the way up. It's not even about, like, the fun of questing anymore. So, what's the point of just, why would you not just give us all the gear and say, here, go at it, go raid? Instead of, you know, us earning it, going through all the questing zones, doing everything we need to do, taking the extra step to go do these extra quests over here, so maybe I can get a better piece of gear, or I can get a cool title, or, you know, I can just be more in tune to the story of what's going on around me in the world. instead of just, you know, you gotta level up, come on man, we gotta raid, we gotta blah 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 blah. Like my guild, I'll admit it, I've even come into this. My guild, new expansion comes out, you got a week and a half to level and gear up, otherwise you're not raiding with us. So it's a serious progression guild. So when I have, you know, I want to go through it, but I want to, you know, take my time. I don't want to blow straight to the top, you know. I'm not like, oh my god, I need to rush, don't read any of the quests. I love reading the quests. I like hearing what every NPC has to say. If Blizzard took the time to write out every single quest, why should you not take the time to read it? If you really appreciate the game, you really love the lore, and you really have just, I don't even know. I'm sure there was a third point there, but I can't think of it right now. So, either way, I really think they need to bring it back to where it slows it down. Because even Warlords of Draenor questing, getting from 90 to 100 only took me 4.5 hours. Because you got heirlooms, you got experience potions, you got bonus objectives that give like the same experience amount of 5 quests. That's just ridiculous. And then, you know, back to what I was originally talking about, the way that I originally made this video, or the reason rather. I got from 0 to 20 in 4 hours and 13 minutes. That is just ridiculous to me. I mean, it was a new character. I've never had a Blood Elf. And I think the reason that it still took as long as it did was because I was reading every quest and I did all the quests. But if I didn't take the time to read all the quests, I probably could have got from 0 to 20 in about 2.5, 3 hours. I mean, even some of that time was spent AFK. But still, my first character I ever made took 12.5 hours to get to 20. That's cutting the time more than in half. And it's just, I feel like the world is being depreciated. The lore isn't appreciated except by people who take the time to stop and say, hey, wait a second, progression can wait. I want to, you know, enjoy the storyline. I want to enjoy this expansion instead of rushing straight to the raid, and now I have nothing to do for another year or two while Blizzard, you know, tries to pump out another expansion that no one's going to take the time to go through. Now, granted, there are some people who will take the time. They will take the time. They don't care about the progression. They care about the lore. I am one of those people. I love lore. Like, I love everything about it. Like, why is this NPC here? He has a reason that he is here. And there's like a whole backstory behind him. And someone's written a book about him. And, you know, his family was killed and blah, blah, blah. The reason he's here is because he wants to get revenge on the Horde for killing his family, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And you would have never known that if you didn't take the time to read the quest that you're doing. I mean, sure, there's some quests like, hey, you know, we're fighting this guy, go kill 20 of these and bring me 5 of those. Okay, yeah, that shit's boring. But when you get a quest that's like, let me think of a good quest line. Like even the story, when you had to kill, what is that big boar's name? Either way, there was a missing girl on a farm in Elwyn Forest. And the quest line you had to go through, you had to find, you know, I think you found her dress or her necklace or something. And princess, you had to kill the big pig princess to get her necklace back or get her ribbon or something. And that whole little thing right there was just a story, you know. Like, there was a reason that you were there at that farm. You had to go and find the girl, and then you had to kill the pig and blah, blah. It probably wasn't in that order. I haven't done that quest line in like 70 years. So forgive me if I don't remember. But, like, what it is now is questing has become tedious. Questing is a chore. It's not fun anymore. Like, when I first played WoW, all I wanted to do was do it because I loved just reading the stories and the lore and everything. And now I hate it. I'm like, oh my god, this is taking so long. I mean, it doesn't even take long. Just to you, it feels like it takes long because you're doing the same thing again. Another expansion. Oh great, 10 more levels to grind. Which means my alt will have another 10 levels to grind after I get to the max level. It's just not appreciated anymore. I don't know. I got kind of ranty this video. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, I wanted to voice my opinion about it. And, hopefully I can make videos more frequently. And hopefully we can get this channel going. Because I'd love to hear your guys' feedback, what you think about the World of Warcraft leveling in the state that it's in now. With, you know, the heirlooms, the experience boost, everything like that. You can get a character to 100 in probably, if you really grinded, probably a week. you could get a character to 100. So either way, guys, and gals, I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen to my rant, and I will see you guys in a new video. I think my next video I'm going to be doing is a different WoW topic. Probably going to be talking about the new expansion, so be on the lookout for that, and I will talk to you guys later.
The City of Hope, the pride and honor of the Alliance. This is Stormwind.